All eyes are on the crucial press briefing by former Meghalaya Chief Minister Mukul Sangma and 11 other Congress MLAs who have decided to shift alliance to the TMC. While the Meghalaya Congress still remains in denial of sorts over the entire development, the leaders who made the switch are also tight-lipped on their plans. All this makes the media briefing by Mukul Sangma and company all the more crucial, even as political pundits in Meghalaya continue to speculate over possible developments. Meanwhile, amid the crisis within the party, Meghalaya Congress in charge, Manish Chatrath, is arriving in Shillong today to assess the situation. As per reports, Chatrath has a meeting scheduled with MPCC President Vincent Pala and other functionaries. In what comes as a fatal blow to the Congress in the Hill State, former Chief Minister Mukul Sangma left the party along with 11 other MLAs and joined the All India Trinamool Congress. As per inputs, Mukul Sangma, along with 11 other Congress legislators, submitted the letter to Speaker Meghalaya last evening announcing their merger with the TMC. Amongst those who joined the TMC along with Sangma are all 8 party legislators from Garo Hills and 4 legislators from Khasi Jaintia Hills. Now, the leaders who deserted the party from Garo Hills are Rangsakona MLA Zenith Sangma, Mahendraganj MLA Tikanchi Shira, Ampati MLA Miyani Shira, Salmanpara MLA Winnerson D. Sangma, Mendipathar MLA Marthan D. Sangma, Tikrikila MLA Jimmy D. Sangma, and Chokpot MLA Lazarus Sangma. Now, MLAs from the Khasi Jaintia Hills region who left the Congress include Nongthammai MLA Charles Pingrop, Umroi MLA George B. Lingdo, Mausunram MLA Hima Shangplyang, and Sutnga Saipung MLA Shitlang Pale. Now, the switch over has dealt a near-fatal blow to the Congress, which faces an existential threat in a state which was in more than one way its last bastion in the northeast. Right, now, all eyes are on the crucial press briefing by former Meghalaya Chief Minister Mukul Sangma and 11 other Congress MLAs. All right, I am joined by our news editor, Naboran Goswami. Now, Naboran, seems like the switch does not even be a surprise anymore, considering the fact that, the Congress seems to be seeing all this coming through. Now, there were signs and symptoms. What do you reckon?
Well, the breaking news at this point is that the first reactions are coming in from MPCC Chief Vincent Pala. We are getting the reactions. We'll play the reactions anytime now. Well, what Pala has said is that they were expecting it. The Meghalaya Congress was expecting this situation. However, Charles Pingrop, Congress leader Charles Pingrop, also joining the Mukul camp, that came as a surprise to the Meghalaya Congress. Otherwise, more or less, the party had reconciled that such a situation may arise in near future. But yes, the Congress has been taken aback by also Charles Pingrop making the shift. Charles Pingrop also deciding to join the TMC. So this is what the first reaction of Vincent Pala, the MPCC chief, is. Also, the Congress will meet the remaining MLAs, the MDCs, the party, the MPCC will meet at 1 p.m. What we are getting to learn is that Congress's Meghalaya in charge, Manish Chatrath, is also on his way to Shillong. He may reach anytime soon, and the Congress will meet at 1 p.m. All the MDCs have also been called because they are in their respective constituencies. The Congress is trying to regroup amid also inputs coming in from other sources that the TMC and the now rebel leaders who have joined the TMC.
I'm sorry to cut you here. Let's listen into Vincent Pala first. We have reactions coming in.
We all aware of the situation. Actually, this is not the first time, it was there before. We expected that things will come like this. But honestly, we didn't expect that Charles also will be in the group. That was a surprise to me. I personally spoke to Charles, and he admitted that he also will be joining the group. And I think we as a party, we will fight. We will be asking the time and from the speaker, so we will be meeting him. We will be submitting a petition also to the speaker. and at the same time we'll be having a meeting here at 1 o'clock with all the MLAs, and maybe in the evening later with MDCs, because many of them are their own constituencies. So we'll fight back very hard. Let's see what is coming.
That's Vincent Pala there reacting to the big development coming in at the minute. So Nabarun Charles Pingrope also to join the TMC, right? And of course, the highly anticipated meeting at 1 o'clock.
Absolutely, we just heard Vincent Pala there. The Congress will fight back. So more or less, if you hear, if we have heard the MPCC president there, again he reiterated that the party was ready in a way about Mukul Sangma's exit. That was clear from the remarks which came in the last couple of weeks. We had Ampreen Lingdo, who was also present in that press briefing. We are getting her reactions shortly too. Even Ampreen Lingdo had, while speaking to Northeast Live, mentioned that some leaders may go, but the Congress, the show will go on. The Congress will go ahead with the strategy. Of course, the Congress is still trying to put up a brave face, saying that this was on expected lines, which means if we minus Charles Pingrope for there from the list, I mean, the Congress, as Vincent Pala said, was probably ready to lose as many as 11, still 11 MLAs. That's a big figure. So still a lot of questions that the Congress leadership has to answer as far as Meghalaya is concerned. But of course, there are two big events lined up. One at 1 or 1:30, there will be a press conference of the rebel MLAs who have now joined the TMC, and the Congress is meeting at 1 p.m. They have called in the MDCs, the remaining MLAs, all the party functionaries. The state Congress in charge is arriving from New Delhi. So yes, a lot of thinking to do as far as the Congress is concerned. The party has its task cut out. Now also, now that Mukul has decided to join the TMC, now that he has finally parted ways, Pala has also launched a direct attack on the family. He has mentioned while speaking that yes, in Garo Hills, the Congress will suffer a setback because of the exit of Mukul Sangma. However, the family, without naming, he said the family will also stand to lose. It had become a family affair of sorts in Garo Hills. That's what Pala was saying. And people will also, Congress has seen resurgence in the past, and not everything is confined to the family. That's what they should realize. Another important point that Pala mentioned, and we are getting those reactions, is that Aaron, some leaders, some MLAs, ex-MLAs, MDCs, or other leaders, former ministers who had been sidelined, may again come back now to the party fold, or may again join active politics as far as the Congress is concerned, now that Mukul Sangma is not in Congress anymore. So a lot of developments there happening, and we have to keep close track. There is another theory floating that we spoke about this morning, that without Mukul, probably the Congress wouldn't mind even siding with the NPP, but that's still far-fetched at this point in time. But yes, one clear indication that Vincent Pala, the MPCC chief, has given is that now that Mukul Sangma has left the Congress, others who were allegedly sidelined would now come back to the Congress fold. And Pala has also said it's not really a setback. Yes, can be a setback in some parts of Garo Hills, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge, but again, as I just said, he said now that Mukul is not there, others may join. Leaders who were allegedly sidelined will come back. Leaders who are not in active politics as far as Congress is concerned will again come back to bolster the party as far as Garo Hills is concerned.
All right. Well, Nabarun Goswami, we need to listen to another bite coming in from Vincent Pala at the minute. Let's listen in.
I don't take it as a setback. I take it as a challenge. And every challenge, sometimes you have to bow down, sometimes you have to fight stronger and come with a new plan, a new technology, a new system. So that's why we have done very fast in enrollment. We have done very fast in our youth enrollment, because I expect that this will happen. So we have already took steps so that will strengthen the party. We are in the process. Whether they go, because many others also will come to us. And as far as I know, even those who left us also, they will leave the Trinamool, they may join some other parties. So I don't think that will be a setback for us in the long run.
Right, Senator Borin, if you can hear me well, all these fresh developments coming in at the minute. So what are we anticipating when Mukul Sangma announces today a formal announcement of the shift?
Well, it will be interesting. First of all, they will line out the reasons of the exit from the Congress. Till now, all the leaders, especially Mukul Sangma, has been saying that there are differences, there are internal differences, there is internal bickering, and the Congress needs to put its house in order if it wants to be a serious contender for the 2023 assembly elections. However, till now no one has given a single reason so far as to what the problem was within the Congress. So today, maybe finally they will spell out, the Mukul camp will spell out why did they decide to take this extreme step. Mind you, Mukul Sangma was one of the tall Congress leaders, a former chief minister, decides to quit the party after years of association with the Congress. Must have been some pressing reason why he has been forced to do so. There have been others who thought similarly, who had similar thoughts and have decided to quit the Congress and join a party, a TMC, which till last evening, till last night had no base at all whatsoever in Meghalaya. So it will be very interesting, firstly, Aaron, to see what are the reasons they give for quitting the Congress. Secondly, what are the plans for TMC, what are the plans for Trinamool, and if they also reveal if there are more who are willing to join, as some of the sources are saying, maybe they're in touch with some former MDCs, former MLAs of the Congress, and maybe some other parties who may also want to join the TMC. So a lot is likely to be revealed in this very important press conference, very crucial press conference, and it will be a tell-all as far as the internal bickering within the Congress is concerned, we expect. We are also getting reactions from Ampareen Lingdo, the Congress leader, who also spoke to our correspondent Roger Sangma earlier in the day. Well, what Ampareen says is that this is not new. Again, the same thing that Pala said, this was on expected lines, and the Congress was holding on to it. The Congress didn't want to divulge things, but the party as a whole was expecting that something like this may happen soon.